it will take a while for you to find your purpose, and it's okay if you can't find your purpose. It's okay if you feel like you're kind of lost, because look at me, I'm 22, and I was lost for a really long time. I just want to share my stories and help anyone out there, because I know we all go through the same things, kind of differently, but we all kind of fall into the same trouble and same predicament in a way. Hello, welcome. Hello everyone, welcome to fuck. Welcome to episode 7 of Within the Frame. This is your host Luis. And yeah, once again I missed last week episode. It's been crazy working on like the crazy working schedules. I'm still not used to it. I get home really tired, and then sometimes I don't even have time to cook for myself, so I end up sleeping and I just make myself peanut butter sandwiches. And it's really bad. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about my story as a auto technician, since I kind of mentioned that not as much, but I briefly mentioned that I work on cars. And surprisingly enough, I have 9 months of experience working on cars. And within those 9 months, I feel like I've aged almost 10 to 15 years, because now I have knee pains, ankle pains, and back pain. So I'm basically like an old man in a 22-year-old body. It's so bad. And I don't know. But I guess we can start from how I got into it. I have some experience working on cars. I kind of started since I was little. Basically, my dad works on cars, so sometimes I'll be in the backyard helping him, because my hands were small and he couldn't fit his hand anywhere. So he'll tell me, "Hey, reach for that and get this for me and this and that." And yeah, and obviously I went to school. I wasn't studying anything related to automotive. I was just studying for something completely different, because I kind of didn't want to be an automotive technician. But then this year, I don't know, I kind of felt like I had nothing going on with my life, or nothing, I guess, like nothing crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but I was just like, you know what, I guess I'll be working on cars. It seems something I'm able to pick up easily. So I started off working at Pep Boys. And I was there for not for 9 months. I was there for 4 months, from January to April. And basically, I was just a tire tech, and what a tire tech does, what they call a GST, a general service technician. All we did was just tires. All we did was oil changes, quick repairs like replacing the battery, checking the battery life, taking out headlights for low beams or high beams bulb and replacing them, brake lights as well, and like filters for the cars. That's it. We couldn't even do like any major jobs, and I really like it. It was something that helped me understand different brands of cars, and how, I guess, like in a way, like how different car brands do things differently. If that makes sense, like you just have to work on cars for you to understand that. So then, yeah, I was there until April, and that's when I went to a Chevy dealership, and right here is where it kind of helped out a lot, but not really. I went to the Chevy dealership. We were working there. We I was working there because it was my friend Brandon and I. We both kind of went to the same job together, which is crazy, because we both I met him at Pep Boys, and from there we went to the Chevy dealership, and right after we went to a Toyota dealership. And yeah, so I was there from April to basically towards the end of July, and within those like 3 months, I kind of learned a lot, but not really. I learned how to replace airbags, how to program like radios, like doing minor recalls, nothing too crazy, and it was pretty fun. It's just the pay wasn't enough. Because at Pep Boys, I was getting paid fairly enough for me to get by. And then when I went to this dealership, I was getting paid $1 less, and which was weird. But he was mentioning that all that he has this weird system going on where we're gonna make $100 or a couple $100 more than Pep Boys. So you know what? I was like, okay, it's whatever. And plus, the reason why I decided to go to a dealership was because they provided free schooling. So I didn't have to waste thousands and thousands of dollars just to go to a school, just to I guess like to know what I'm doing, which I don't think it was pretty useful in my opinion. But they provided free schooling. And so then, yeah, I was there. It wasn't. I really like it, but I kind of didn't like it. It wore my body too much because as you may know, Chevys, they have big trucks like the Silverados and the Colorados, and it was too much pain on my knees and on my back. So yeah, so I was there, and I was trying to look for a different job because the pay wasn't enough. I was basically living just to pay for rent, and I barely had enough money for groceries. So the only food I was able to buy was just like rice and beans, since they're the easiest and the quickest thing to make and kind of cheap to make or cheap to buy as well. And so yeah, that's basically what I ate. and and but the hours were a lot better than at Pep Boys. The hours were kind of weird. Like we'll close at 7 and still work like kind of like the 7 days a week. But I did obviously had my 2 days off. But it was just so weird. But at a dealership, they always have Sunday close, and we all, as the quick loops, we all had to work Saturdays, which I kind of did not like because I missed out so many events, so many I guess like just like I felt like all of my Saturdays were just wasted, and I barely had anything to do on Saturdays to go out and like um I guess like explore for a bit, if that makes sense. So I did not like that. And on top of that, I just felt like we were kind of deceived because I remember the service manager was saying that, like like uh they were gonna send us out for schooling, like to go to physical places to learn instead of online. And he said that he also promoted a guy to a different dealership or whatever. And I know within the 3 months working there, someone mentioned that the bay that I'm in, there used to be a guy that worked there, that he ended up going to Atlanta, which the service manager mentioned that he promoted a guy to go to Georgia to work. But it turns out that guy that used to work in my bay, he went on vacation. He was looking for a job. He found a job that paid better. So he kind of left the Chevy dealership to go down south. And I was like, what? And I even told my coworker, oh, that's so weird, because the service manager said that he promoted the guy to to work down south. And he was like, really? I was like, yo, I feel like he's just lying. And then I know when we finished our like module, like our apprenticeship schooling, we were gonna take actual schooling. And I remember enrolling into a class like where we physically have to go. And next thing you know, the service manager walks out and he was like, oh, like you can't sign up for those classes, it's too expensive. It costs, like, I think he said $3,000 or $30,000 to send me out to those school. And in my head, I was like, what the heck? Like, isn't that the purpose of you wanting us to go to school? But I didn't want to mention that in person because I'm not that type of person to make a scene. Like, I like to talk things in private. I don't want my business to be everyone else's business. And yeah, and like it was just so bad. Like, I just didn't like it at all. And I know there's this one coworker there at that dealership where he's so lazy, like he doesn't does the job properly. And I remember talking to this person that works at parts. He was saying how like the service manager is desperate for technician. That's why he hasn't fired that one coworker that does his job right, because he knows he's short staffed and he's gonna keep anyone regardless if they do the job correctly or not. And I didn't want to be associated with that. And I was like, yeah, like F that. Like I don't want to be there. I don't want to be part of this. And plus, like everyone in the shop just seems so miserable and so stressed. Like I didn't even feel like asking them for help. But the one thing I am grateful for is that I guess I had the opportunity to learn other jobs, and how quickly I was able to adapt to the to like the really fast pace that they have going on, or like working in any dealership regardless, because working in a dealership is a lot of fast pace compared to working at Pep Boys, which was a bit more slower, um or a bit slower. So then, yeah, so I was looking for a job, and then that's when I ended up applying for an apprenticeship that they promised, like the I was basically gonna be a master tech by the fourth year. And at the time, now that I'm thinking about it, it sounded too good to be true. But at the time, I felt so motivated to be a technician. Like I saw it as, I guess, like my career and my future. And it was so weird because when I applied for this apprenticeship at a different dealership, I kind of went through the process, and like in a way I kind of did get accepted. But then next thing you know, they tell me, oh, like we're gonna have you in a 6 month evaluation, so we're gonna send you to this partner, or within the brand of the dealership, they own different dealership brands, if that makes sense. So they were gonna send me to a different dealership, evaluate me for 6 months, and if I'm good, I can go and become an apprentice. But it was kind of weird, because why wouldn't they want me to be evaluated in the brand that I applied for, instead of sending me to a different brand dealership and then send me back to a different brand dealership? And it felt kind of weird and too risky. And it turns out that like the owner of the whole dealership, they have this clause which is called a no compete clause. So basically, if I was gonna sign within that family branch of dealership, um I won't be able to leave that job. I basically have to complete the 2 year contract in order for me to leave that dealership to work at a different dealership, because of the no compete clause. If I'm there within 6 months and I don't like it and want to go work for a different dealership, I can get sued, or the dealership can get sued for hiring me, because it was in the contract. And basically I was signing my life away, and there was a 30-mile radius or 50-mile radius that I cannot be around near that dealership. So basically I had to find a job at a different state. And yeah, so I just declined their offer, and I ended up going to this Toyota dealership. And honestly, I started there from August, and actually I am leaving that job, and basically this month is gonna be my last month working at this dealership. And it's not because there was nothing wrong with it. It's because over the 9 months, I kind of found my purpose, especially starting this podcast and starting doing photography again. I felt like I found my passion and my purpose, and I felt like I had more to contribute, and I was able to, how to explain it, like I have a lot to offer than just being a technician. And on top of that, it's wearing my body out so quickly, and I don't want to end up being like 30 years old with knee pains and stuff like that. Like I'm 22 years old, and I feel like within the 9 months of being a technician, I aged almost like 20 to 30 years, because I'm having knee pains, I'm having back pains, and my hands are cramping up just by having it like this. Sorry about that. My camera, or the battery died on my camera. But going back, yeah, like I'll catch cramps in my hand just by doing this, and I don't know. I just didn't like it. I just don't want to be old, or be 30 years old and act like I'm 60 or 50 years old with so many complications with my body. I know when I have kids or grandkids, I still want to be active, and I want to be, be around them. Even though I'm 22 years old, talking about like having kids and having grandkids, like still like I want to be healthy enough to at least play around with them, being more active with them, and hopefully live long enough so I could see great grandkids. I don't know, but yeah, like that's why yeah, I'll be leaving the automotive industry for my own health reasons, and because I still want to explore the world. And I'm not saying that the new job that I'm getting is gonna be able to do that for me, but I know with budgeting, and especially with the offer that they gave me, I know I still want to do that, and I know that I won't get home super tired and not just end up falling asleep and not have food for the next day to eat for lunch, or have my apartment be so dirty because I'm too lazy to even move a single muscle, or my body's just aching in so much pain. But yeah, that's why I'll be leaving the automotive industry, because I feel like I found my purpose. I felt like throughout the whole 9 months, I kind of thought that I wasn't gonna amount to anything. I felt like I wasn't good enough at all. That's why I stayed with the automotive industry, because it was something easy to do, and I don't know, I just didn't care about life at the time. And like I mentioned again, because of the podcast, because of me doing photography, and I don't know if you guys know, or I don't know if I mentioned it, but I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I know I posted a photography video on it, me critiquing my street photography, but I want that YouTube channel to be my creative journey, and just basically my YouTube channel, and almost like vlog style, photos, blog style type of things. And over time I'll figure out what the channel's gonna be, but I know that I'm gonna have some personal vlogs in it. I know I'm gonna have some creative vlogs in it, me doing photography, me doing video, me posting short films and stuff like that. But yeah, because of that, I felt like I have more purpose. I feel like um there's a reason why I'm here, and there's a purpose why I'm doing these things, because I feel like I could gather so much experience, and be an instructor, be a teacher, sell online courses and stuff like that, once I feel like I'm comfortable enough and more experience enough and more knowledgeable to be able to provide services like that. And that's why I feel like I'm gonna put an end to this automotive career. And honestly, I learned a lot. If I'm being honest, I learned so much, and I'm really grateful for that, especially working at Toyota. Honestly, like, I'm really grateful that I was working at Toyota. A lot better than Chevy. But yeah, because Toyota was offering us apprenticeship opportunities as well. So 1 week we'll be with the master techs and helping them out, and they'll teach us some things. And I'm really grateful for these two people, Dave and Bob. They're older gentlemen. I know Dave. He told me he's like about 60 something years old. He told me he graduated in 1980 something, and I told him, oh, like I graduated 2017. Oh, so yeah, he was like 30 years uh ahead of you. And it's pretty funny, honestly. Like I never grew up with grandparents, but like since they're both almost like around, I don't want to call them old, but like since they're like older than I am, I feel like they're like my American grandparents. And I can kind of see that, like they kind of do in a way resemble my granddad, even though I kind of didn't met him, but I know my mom and my aunts will talk about my granddad. And yeah, like they kind of have that granddad role model for me. Like I mentioned, like my American grandparents, and they're pretty cool, and I'm definitely gonna miss both of them, because they kind of taught me how to do certain things, and they taught me. I mean, obviously, they didn't taught me much for 2 months that I was there from August to September, but it really doesn't matter because it's more about the experience, especially working alongside with them whenever there's no work. As a express tech, I go over to the next room where all the master techs are, and I just help out either of them on like rotating tires, adding oil, um, telling them how this machine works and how you do this job and this and that. And honestly, like the atmosphere over there is a lot better than Chevy. And yeah, like I said, I just feel like I found my purpose, and I feel like there's a reason why I'm here. And yeah, I guess that's what I want to talk about for this episode. That I feel like it will take a while for you to find your purpose, and it's okay if you can't find your purpose. It's okay if you feel like you're kind of lost, because look at me, I'm 22, and I was lost for a really long time. Um and just now at 22 years old, right when the year's about to end, I feel like I did find my purpose. And and this job that I got, I'm not gonna mention where I'm gonna work, just because I kind of want to keep that on the low. And I know my employers, they know that I do podcasts, because I did mention that during the interview. And I guess they kind of found that pretty, they were interested in it too. They asked me what was the content of it and stuff like that. And obviously for me, I try to keep everything to not, I don't like to I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't want to expose anyone or anything like that. I like to keep it kind of confidential. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward for this new job. It's nothing too crazy, like I said, but it'll definitely open doors and opportunities for me as a individual, and as a creative individual, and someone who wants to take leadership roles. And I feel like, or I don't feel like, I know that I'm capable of taking leadership roles like that. So I just gotta work hard like I always do, have really good work ethics, and from there just keep climbing up the ladder. It's easy. Never gonna be handed to you. Nothing in life will never be handed to you. Just remember that. But yeah, like I mentioned, it's just, if you feel lost, it's okay. And I do want to talk about social media, and what it does to this generation. But just don't get too distracted by all that stuff. It could be like, it just glamorizes bad things, if I'm being honest. But it's okay if you feel lost. It'll take its time. Everything has its time. Everything will fall into place, even though if it might not be as soon as you want it to be. Like me, everything will fall into place. And that's why, uh like I said, that's my automotive story, my journey to it. And I'm still gonna do automotive jobs. I'm just gonna do as a side hustle. So like I could pick and choose the jobs that I want to do, something that won't be too stressful on my body, and just make a little bit of cash on the side as well, because I'm not gonna put my tools to waste. I didn't spend too much either on tools, but still, like, I want to keep it. And who knows, like I said, I could probably just do jobs on the garage when I get my own home, and just work on cars, on my own car or neighbors' cars, and just make some money out of it. But yeah, that's all I have for this week episode, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed it. I know not everyone will be interested in this automotive journey, but I know if you stick right through the end, you'll get the message. And yeah, like, I know we're all always too I guess too quick to get to the end goal, but you gotta trust the process and enjoy the journey, because the journey is what guides you to the end goal. It's not jumping into or trying to get to the finish line as quick as possible. So just take your time, and think about the process that you're going through, and think about what you actually want to do. Trust me, it'll all work out, because I feel like, I honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get this job, just because of I don't know. I just didn't think I was gonna get it, and next thing you know, I got it, and I'm just really looking forward for this. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. Like I said, these podcasts, I want them to be kind of educational. I want them to be more relatable, and I want everyone to, I guess, learn from my mistakes, or learn from my experience, and hopefully you guys can apply it into your own personal life. Because like I said, I just want to share my stories and help anyone out there, because I know we all go through the same things, kind of differently, but we all kind of fall into the same trouble and same predicament in a way. But yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.